MotoGP here in Austria. It's a sensational start.
The start here, been quick on all machinery. We're on board with him now.
You know that rush you get watching those MotoGP highlights or those wild Isle of Man TT clips, right? I've always wanted more of that, and not just to watch them but to feel it. So when I saw a poster of Continental GT Cup at my local RE garage, I knew this was a chance for people like me, for people like us. So this year I finally gave it a go and signed up. The idea of making this video was simple. I wanted to help figure out anyone who's interested in racing, like how he can actually get started. And now that I have kind of done that myself, I hope I can explain this better to you. So let me break this down for you. So Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup to me is I would say India's most accessible pro level racing event, and why I say that you'll get to know over the course of this video. Basically, this championship overall is organized in association with JK Tires. So in case you don't know, they are a well-established name in Indian motorsports. They are known for decades of racing heritage, including support for national and international championships through tires and technical expertise. Let's talk about registration. So the registration window generally lasts around 2 months roughly. So registration window opens early May and closes late June, I believe. Registrations are done exclusively on royalenfield.com/GTcup. So any other page that tells you that you can register to GT Cup via this website or this process is not correct. It's probably a scam. The minimum age for the registration is 18 years, and you must have your driving license. Registration process is fairly simple as well. So we basically submit a online application with required documents. Then you wait to receive a email confirmation with follow-up instructions. Once you get an email, you need to visit your nearest Royal Enfield dealership for document verification, and that needs to happen in person. So don't forget to take your originals as proof. I find people forgetting to do this, and this causes a lot of problems for them in the overall process. So filling form is basically not a sure shot chance at the selection or the invite. You must get an email, and only then you will allowed to compete basically. So I would be focusing more on the amateur category here, as this video caters more to their demands and needs. First part of the process is zonal selections, and this is carried out overall in 8 cities. So amongst which Guwahati, Delhi, Pune and Bangalore. So these 4 cities get generally around 75 riders, and out of which 8 move towards the next stage, right? The remaining 4 cities like Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Chennai, they get around 50 riders, and out of which again 8 move towards the next stage. I'm not entirely sure why there is a difference on amount of competitors between the first four cities and the last four cities, but that is the case currently. Final selection and race rounds happen in Curry Motor Speedway, which is located in Coimbatore. There are 64 amateur finalists, plus 50 professional riders who compete in this part of the final selection. So overall 24 final riders, 12 amateurs plus 12 professionals are selected from these final selections. There are total 3 rounds that take place for the final selection, which means around 8 races. GT Cup uses a point-based system similar to what we have in MotoGP, but with distinct point allocations for the professionals as well as amateurs. You can pause and have a look at the points allocated per position. Eligibility and documents. So for amateurs, it is mandatory to have your driving license, your date of birth proof, and your motorcycle registration certificate. Optionally, you can add an RE track school certificate or other track academy certificates as well. That is going to help you shortlisted. For professionals, date of birth proof, motorcycle registration certificate, and your FMSCI two-wheeler racing license, restricted or full. Optionally, again, you can add a racing participation proof and track academy certificates as well. Now, categories and format of the cup. So there are 3 categories overall in this cup. So there is a professional grid with 12 riders in total. This includes 2024 Pro Champion who won the championship last year. He gets a auto entry to the professional grid, and 11 riders with valid FMSCI license and prior race experience. And then there is amateur grid. So riders with valid Indian two-wheeler license and no prior FMSCI license or any professional experience are included on this grid. So previous years amateur racers with FMSCI license remain amateur. 2024 amateur champion gets promoted to the pro category, but he must qualify first. Then there is team championship as well. So 12 teams are formed. Each consists of 1 pro and 1 amateur. Individual scores are combined to get the team points. Let's talk about the zonal selection details. So rider must bring fully approved riding gear. This includes a full face helmet. It should be either DOT, Snell or ECE approved. No ISI approved helmet allowed for obvious reasons. You know it, I know it. Motorcycle riding gear with shoulder, knee and elbow protection is mandatory. Ankle length riding boots and gloves with protection. Gear is strictly inspected by Royal Enfield team, and you do not get to share your gear with anybody else. You do not have gear. Rentals are available for racing suits, boots and gloves. They are available for a limited sizes though, so they gave the gears free for this time, at least in Pune. You will be judged on riding skill and motorsport knowledge. Top 25 advanced to timed flying laps basically. Fastest 8 from each zone qualify for final selection at Coimbatore Curry Motor Speedway. So 12 amateurs and 12 professionals battle it out. Amongst amateurs, top 12 fastest competitors from the grid make it through, and the next 8 are kept in for reserves. Amongst professionals, after verification and payment of 2,500 rupees plus 18% GST, top 11 fastest join the 2024 Pro Champion, and the next 5 are kept as reserve. Let's talk about the payment structure. So there is no fees during the online registration or dealership verification that you have to pay for. Post zonal selection though, for amateurs you have to pay 5,000 plus 18% GST to confirm your final selection slot. For professionals, you have to pay 2,500 plus 18% GSTs, limited to 50 slots, first come first served basis. After the final selection, all riders need to pay a sum of 20,000 plus 18% GST for the season entry fee with 3 rounds and 8 races overall. There is also a security deposit of 20,000 rupees which are refundable on completing all the rounds, and failure to complete the rounds leads to forfeited deposit, disqualification from the season, replacement by a reserve rider, and blacklisting from the future GT Cup. Let's talk about rider responsibilities. A rider needs to arrange his own travel, local transport, accommodation and food. Along with that, he also needs to get a mandatory safety gear which is FMSCI approved. This should be a one-piece leather suit with chest and back protectors, full face helmet with a D-ring fastener. No ratchet is allowed at this level, and your helmet should not be more than 3 years old. You should have gauntlet leather gloves and track boots as well. Safety gear sharing is, again, as I said, not allowed. So what benefits do you get from Royal Enfield GT Cup? So for starters, you get to ride the Royal Enfield Continental GTR 650 with fuel, JK tire soft compound tires, a 2-day RE track school for 64 zonal finalists, 1-day advanced race track school for final amateur grade, training by experts like Aspi Batena and the RE track school crew, prizes for individual races, and overall amateur and professional championships. Basically, I do not see how this can go wrong. Monetarily speaking, this is immense value. So a day before zonal selection, I got added into a WhatsApp group. This was the official GT Cup group for the Pune zonal selection, and a few details were shared around the same. Out of which, one of the most important one is get yourself some dry fit clothing if you already don't have one. Without dry fit clothing, you won't be able to rent a racing suit and other gears, obviously because of hygiene reasons. So I ran and grabbed some from the nearby Decathlon. On the day of qualifiers, my phone started buzzing as early as 4 a.m. I remember, and people were reaching the track from as far as Assam. The reporting time was I think 6:30 to 7 a.m. Once there, I took a small walk around the track with few of my friends. Around 7, the registration counters were open. We were asked to fill in the details about emergency contact and few other formalities. In return, we got a competition number, a GT Cup jersey, a cap, and a few food coupons. We then proceeded to get the gears from the nearby stall, which was very smooth as well. After that, we joined a brief conference regarding the GT Cup and a few do's and don'ts. During this time, we were also munching on the breakfast that was provided, which honestly was phenomenal. It was so much that I ended sharing it with my cousin. We still ended up saving some of it for later. Anish sir then took us on the track for a walk and some warm-up. We were then called upon based on the competition number for the sighting lap. In a sighting lap, you basically follow a trainer assigned to you and observe his technique, during which he makes his own observation about you and suggests tweaks to it. You can basically ask what you want in context of your body position, foot position, hand position, gearing, braking. To add a bit of twist, nature decided that it's going to let its taps loose. It started raining cats and dogs, which added a slight challenge in handling dynamics, and I personally enjoyed it. After that, everybody went for lunch, and again the chicken biryani was a feast. Later that day, we had the assessment rounds where the competitor is followed by the trainer, and he is rated based on the technique, the speed he carried in the corners. And though I did not qualify, there was a lot that I learned, which honestly was more valuable to me than qualifying. What I got to take home was a shitload of knowledge and know-how about racetracks, body position, foot position, weight transfer. Got to ride the race spec GTR 650, and oh my god, the sound this bike makes. Got loads of GT Cup goodies, training by absolute professionals like Anish Shetty and his PRN Motorsports crew, who has been constantly hitting the podiums in the GT Cup and other races around the world, which itself is more than whatever you would pay for a zonal selection. And remember, you paid bum fluff nothing. I'm not sure which organization offers a better value for paying 0 rupees, and in case you do qualify from zonal, you still end up paying a puny amount of money compared to what you would end up winning in terms of skills as well as monetarily. Let's go over some FAQs that I gathered. Is this a national championship? So the document states this is a national cup that is conducted as a part of JK Tyre National Racing Championship Series. Is there a separate category for women at Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup? No, they do not have a separate race category for women riders. How are race winners and overall cup winners decided? Every race will have 3 podium finishers. The championship results are basically decided based on the total points accumulated by the racers at the end of all 3 rounds and 8 races. Is GT Cup open to Royal Enfield owners only? No, GT Cup is open for all, irrespective of what motorcycle you own. Will RE provide travel, stay, and food during rider selection? No. In case of a medical emergency, what kind of backup is provided? The organizers shall have a medical ambulance with a doctor and paramedics on track during all the events. Immediate movement to hospital is provided for first aid and care if required. What will happen in case of a motorcycle breakdown? RE Motorsport provides a complete technical race crew with tools and spares for backup and repair, and they maintain the whole race fleet, so you do not need to worry about any motorcycle breakdowns. And lastly, what are the safety provisions that are made by Royal Enfield? Royal Enfield and JK Tyre follow all the safety procedures and provisions as stipulated by FMSCI to conduct the racing tournament. So yeah, we're pretty much covered on that front. It takes so much effort to grow a channel organically and with genuine content. Your one subscribe would mean a lot to me. If you want more motorsport experiences like these, you know what to do. Keep the throttle pinned for this channel. Always remember to put your helmet strap on, and I'll see you again.